cool of the evening.
Welcome to Food, Friends, and Fun. I'm Bob Powell. This is a variety show featuring food and fun as the central characters.
Today we have a great show lined up for you. We have Letty Smythe, who is the tap dance instructor here in Laguna Woods Village. We have Stephanie Metzler, who's going to do a fantastic medley mashup for you. And I think Ernestine's in the house. I think she's got a crush on Mr. Village Television.
Are you jealous?
Well, just a little bit.
Hi.
We're also going to be talking.
Hi, Sandy.
I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. I couldn't wait to tell you.
What, Sandy?
I just figured out my age group.
Now you figured it out.
I'm a teenager.
Teenager.
You know, a senior teenager.
Okay.
So I don't have to go to school or to work. I get an allowance. I don't have a curfew, which doesn't really mean much anymore. But I also have my own driver's license and a cute little red Mustang. I also don't have acne, and all of the people that I hang out with don't worry about getting pregnant. Life is great. You're going to be very much smarter after I give you this information.
Okay.
If you are a teenager. Brains of older people are slow because they know so much.
Makes sense.
And people really aren't mentally, they really aren't mentally older. They just have a lot of facts that they have to remember. And it's hard because there's so much information in their brains.
Well, that makes sense.
Okay.
Right, and scientists lately have been saying that maybe that's the reason that some people are hard of hearing, because it puts so much pressure on the inner ear.
Oh, okay.
So, also, some older people will walk into a room to get something, and when they get there, they wonder why they're there.
That's happened to me.
But this is not a memory problem.
No?
Oh.
It's older people's way of getting more exercise.
I like that.
Very good. Well, why are you here at the Village television station anyway?
Oh, I just realized the reason I came to this building.
Why is that?
I'm going to the gym.
Well,
I'll see you later.
it's downstairs, Sandy. Have a
Okay.
good time. Work out for us.
Lord.
She's a character, that one.
Well,
So, Bob,
Yes.
talking about exercise, would you believe me if I told you that there was a way that you could lose weight without dieting or doing crushing workouts or taking fat-burning supplements?
you've probably already done it without realizing it. Barbara and I call it the moving around theory.
That's what we call it, but there's actually a scientific name for it, and it's NEAT, Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis.
That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is. It's time for a little mini science lesson. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. You burn calories in 3 ways.
First, you've probably heard of BMR. That's your basal metabolic rate. That is the total amount of calories it takes for you just to live. In other words, if you're just sitting in a chair all day, it would account for 60% of the calories you actually burn.
And another way is the thermic effect. I always have to remember this. Thermic effect of food.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, and if you know this one, then you go to the head of the class. That's the amount of calories that you burn when you consume and digest your food, and it's about 10 to 15% of your daily calorie burn.
The third way is activity thermogenesis. Now, I know you're looking into your TV asking, what did he just say? Activity thermogenesis. The key word being activity, and there's 2 components to activity.
There's exercise, what we consider, hiking, biking, working out on a treadmill, and
Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That's all the activity you would do during the day, such as walking, standing, fidgeting, etc. That would be non-exercise activity.
Yep. And believe it or not, scientists have been studying this for years. Actually, there was a very famous study by Dr. Adam Levine.
Wait a minute. Isn't he the lead singer in Maroon 5?
Oh, you're right. It's James Levine.
There you go.
James Levine. And he did a study, and he found that obese patients sit for longer periods of time in the day, and leaner patients stand for longer periods of time during the day.
Well, yeah, the obvious conclusion is and that if you move, amble, mosey, or just plain stroll, you're going to burn more calories. A strenuous workout could burn hundreds of calories, but so can a 1-hour walk at the mall.
Now, there is some bad news about exercise, which
Bad news about exercise?
probably make a lot of you who don't like to exercise happy. The bad news is that you might be counteracting the good effects of a really strenuous workout by having less neat activity throughout the day. And I think it's because, frankly, people are just pooped. Also, how many of you have eaten a special little treat, nice little something something, to reward yourself after a killer workout? Well, if you do the math, I think you'll find that there's more calories in that little snack than there was in that whole workout. It's truly a slippery slope.
Right, and we're not trying to tell you to give up your exercise routine, but we're just reminding you that if you get off track or if you're not seeing results, it may be that you've decreased your non-exercise activity.
So-
or maybe you're eating too much.
Maybe.
Hate to say it.
Yeah. Now, how do we increase our NEAT? Well, there's all kinds of ways that you can do it. Well, you could be, let's say, talking on the phone. So instead of sitting while you're talking on the phone, you could stand or pace. Now, I always take the stairs instead of taking the elevator.
That's because you're claustrophobic.
Well, I know, but they didn't know that. And I also, when I brush my teeth, I actually kind of pace when I brush my teeth. There's all kinds of ways, you've heard them all before. Park farther away, make 2 trips with your groceries from your car to your house, carrying 1 bag at a time. The effect doesn't sound like much, but if you do 5 minutes every hour of neat activity, you could burn up to 660 calories in a week, which over 1 year adds up to 9 or 10 pounds.
I guess when you talk about Fitbits and other devices, they're a really good tool for monitoring steps.
Yep.
And if you take a lot of steps per day, that's fine. But if you don't know how many you're doing, that's not good either.
Well, I think there's other ways besides Fitbits. You could maybe turn on the kitchen alarm in your kitchen.
The kitchen buzzer, isn't that fun?
Kitchen buzzer, that is so annoying, so obnoxious. But that's a nice little tip to.
Hey, at least it reminds you to walk to the kitchen.
It will. So those are just some of the ways that you can increase your neat activity and help you lose some weight. Can you think of some other ways, Bob?
At this point, no, I can't.
What about dancing?
Oh, dancing. That's right. If walking's so good for you, what's wrong with dancing? Shall we dance?
Hi, my name is Beth Perrick, and I'm chairperson of the Thrive Project. The mission of our Thrive Project is to capture moments of living here in the village. Our vision is to inspire quality of life in every chapter of our lives. If you're interested in participating and becoming a part of the Thrive Project, please check out channelthrive.com.
Welcome to the cooking portion of our show. As you can see, my trusty assistant Carol is missing, but I have Bob with me. But I have channeled Carol's spirit with this fantastic outfit.
I like it.
Yeah, I bet you do. Today we're really not going to cook. We're going to actually assemble, and we're going to make...
I guess that's good if you don't like to cook, huh?
That's true. A lot of people don't like to cook, so we thought we'd give a non-cooking option today. We're going to make overnight oats.
We road tested these a couple weeks ago, and I was shocked at how good they tasted, considering that the oats are never cooked.
Yep, and you can eat them cold, right out of the fridge, or warm them up. And if you warm them up, please take the metal lid off. You warm them up in the microwave for about a minute, minute and a half, and they're just yummy.
Yeah, we kept it in the fridge for about a week, but I'd recommend 4 or 5 days max.
Well, we're going to use old-fashioned oats, Quaker oats, because it reminds me of my childhood, and since I'm still very childlike, I guess it's a good thing. And
I tell you what, though, I love the steel-cut oats.
yeah, he does.
But we tried those too, and they turned out great.
Yep, we sure did. And you can make them pretty like this. You can layer them with your overnight oats and your strawberries or whatever kind of fruit you want. Or you can mix them all in. This one's got berries already mixed in. Or you can make them blueberries. You can make it like this, just plain, and then you can dress it up with your little special fruits or granolas or seeds or nuts afterwards. Okay.
What about your Christy, your instructor?
Oh yes, now the recipe that we're using today is from Christy Miller's Eat, Train, Win. We've done a little modifications, but she gave us a great idea of putting protein powder in the mix.
This recipe is so simple, even I can do it.
Yes, you can.
We're going to start with a half a cup of oats
Yes.
in a mason jar.
Okay. Now, we're also going to put in 2 tablespoons of protein powder because, as I said, that will kick up the protein level of the dish. 2 tablespoons, pardon my fingers, will give you an additional 10 grams of protein. The oatmeal by itself is only about 5 grams of protein. So this gets you up to 15, and we're shooting for about 25 at every meal.
And now a half cup of milk. Is this simple or what?
Yep. And also on the protein, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you can use pea protein, or if you're not allergic to dairy, you can use whey protein. We're also going to put in 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, because we like cinnamon, and again, if you don't like cinnamon, don't put it in.
That's right.
Now, we're going to put in some fruit.
Blueberries.
Blueberries, Bob loves blueberries, so he's going to put those in.
Now, I'm not going to layer this and make it look pretty. Why?
Why?
Because I'm a guy, and I'm just going to shake it up.
Yep. He's going to shake it up,
boy,
and he's
watch
going
this.
to... He's getting neat exercise activity points while
You know, I've always
he's
wanted
doing...
to say this. I've always wanted to say this. Shaken, not stirred.
Oh, boy. Okay.
All right.
Now, you can sprinkle nuts on top, or granola, or some kind of dried cranberries, something like that. And you're good to go. You put that in your fridge overnight, and you will have uncooked oatmeal in the morning. Now I have another idea. We don't have time to actually cook this, but this is on the same idea of mason jars, which you can get at Walmart or Kmart or Hobby Lobby. Sometimes even Staters will have them during canning season. So this is a salad on the go. You put the dressing in the bottom, and then you put like the tomatoes or some kind of more dense vegetable, and then you layer up with lettuce, broccoli slaw. I put some quinoa, some chicken pieces, which I bought already cooked.
Much too healthy.
Much too healthy. And some avocado and some bacon bits because they're so yummy. So that's it for the busy girl on the go or guy on the go.
It's great if you're still working.
And it's great if you're still working.
Yep.
So those are some real simple ideas that don't require any cooking that you can do for breakfast or lunch or dinner.
So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Adapt to It believes that you should be able to do the activities at home that are important to you. Being safe and independent in bathing and mobility will make you feel happy and self-sufficient. Let the professionals at Adapt to It assist you to choose the perfect items to help you live the beautiful life you deserve. Adapt to It delivers, bills Medicare, and many of our products are made here in the USA. When you can't change it, adapt to it.
Hello, Phoenicia. How are you? Not good? Why? Oh, ever since you worked at the phone company, your pants are getting tight. I know what you mean. I myself have secretary spread. What do you mean, do you put that on toast? You know, junk in the trunk? Ground round downtown? You know, a big ass. I know you are a high school graduate such as myself. So, you know, we got to move more to counteract all this sitting. You know what they say, sitting is the new smoking. Maybe we could go for a walk at lunch or at break time. We could keep some Keds in our locker. I have a new white pair. What do you mean you don't want to? Being fit is so in. Well, all right. If you don't feel like walking, maybe we could try dancing. I always wanted to tap dance. Well, You know, I could tap with my fingers, but I don't need to lose weight there. What? The Village Television is doing a new segment, another one on things you were too embarrassed to ask. What's it this time? Am I too old to learn tap dancing? I'm gonna call up and get more details for us from Mr. TV6. Oh, it's Mr. Village Television. He asked me to call him Bob. Bye. One ringy dingy. Two ringy dingies. They must know it's me. Oh, a gracious good morning. Is this the party to whom I am speaking? May I speak with the Village Television? He's busy with his guest, Letty Smythe. Is she the tap dancing instructor here in the village? She is. Can he ask her, does she take beginners who look fabulous and are just a little out of shape? He will? Oh, that's good, because you know, girls just want to have fun.
Every show, we have a segment called Things You Were Too Embarrassed to Ask. Today's embarrassing question of the day is, am I too old to start tap dancing? Well, our special guest is Letty Smythe, who's a tap dancing instructor here in Laguna Woods. I met Letty a couple of weeks ago at one of her classes, and I found her just to be a delightful human being. Letty, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bob. It's nice to
By
be
way of background, I just want to tell you that Letty was born and raised in LA. She married her high school sweetheart, and she was an elementary school teacher as well as a teacher at Cal State Long Beach for 20 years, where she taught other teachers to teach. And oh, by the way, did I tell you, she has been a tap dancing instructor here in Laguna Woods for 22 years. So Letty, I have to ask you, am I too old to start tap dancing?
Oh, Bob, you're never too old to start tap dancing.
Good
Never.
answer. Now, what sparked your interest in tap dancing? Fred Astaire, Shirley Temple, what?
Not really, although they contributed to it. I have always been interested in tap dancing. But we found a class at Saddleback when I retired from teaching.
Okay.
And decided to take it. And then we went to San Clemente and took some classes there. And I took to it like I was supposed to, I guess. And it was so much fun that I kept going. And we formed a group called the Young at Heart Dancers.
Would you say that again?
The Young at Heart Dancers.
That's pretty cool.
And we performed a lot in Clubhouse 3.
Oh, Clubhouse 3, right here.
And in other places, of course. But we had so much fun and enjoyed it so much that we just kept going until...
And you're still going.
I'm still going, yes.
Now,
I'm one of the 3 or 4 that are left
now,
out of 9.
I understand talking to you earlier that you actually performed in China?
Absolutely.
Wow.
We were invited to China by the Minister of Culture because we were women, we were older, and we participated in a typical American art form.
Oh, that's great. Wow.
So they were interested in us.
That's quite an experience, huh?
It was. We went to 3 or 4 prominent cities and performed there. And it was interesting because a lot of the people in the front rows looked to see what we were making all that noise at the bottom with our shoes.
Well, you were clogging away, huh?
We were tapping away.
Wow. There's a physical component to tap dancing, obviously. But I believe there's probably also a mental or spiritual aspect as well. You don't just dance and move, although movement is our subject matter today in this program.
Well, movement is only part of it. We need to keep moving, yes. And it's mind-body coordination is what it is, because you have to use your mind. And it is a little spiritual too, because you know when things are good and when they're not so good.
Well, I would think there's a kind of a team effort and a camaraderie involved, because you're not just dancing to music, you're dancing with other people.
With other people, and that is the fun of teaching, because we do have a good time.
Sounds like
We have a lot of fun. We laugh a lot, and we laugh at ourselves a great deal.
that's perfect.
But then we fix what's wrong. And so it's just such a fun activity.
That's great, because our program is called Food, Friends, and Fun. And that's what
Well-
you're doing. You're mixing fun with your tap
Well, we're
dancing.
having a lot of fun, and we are accomplishing something as well. We are not only laughing a lot, but we are achieving a form that we are not familiar with particularly, or at least most of the students aren't. And so
And you've seen students come and go, haven't you, over the years?
for 22 years, yes, I've seen lots of students come and go.
That's great.
And
Well, good for you. I'm glad you're still at it. I'm glad you're still.
I am too.
Yeah.
I am
you have lots
too.
of graduates, I imagine.
I am having a lot of fun. I am enjoying it, and
Perfect.
I love all my students.
I understand they love you too.
And they are so good to me, and
Excellent.
so we just have a good time, and we know we are accomplishing something.
Good, good. Letty's been a pleasure having on our show today. But before we let you go, we're going to show a recent performance by some of your tap dancing students.
Oh, well,
so here we
good.
go.
You may know AgeWell for delivering life-saving Meals on Wheels to homebound seniors, but did you know they keep seniors active and engaged at 10 modern centers? Serve nutritious congregate meals amid friendly surroundings, transport seniors safely to and from appointments, and provide much-needed equipment and other essential services. Now, this vital nonprofit organization needs your support to sustain its mission. This is AgeWell Senior Services. Won't you make it yours?
Okay, thanks everybody for a great show. We want to thank our special guest, Letty Smythe, and Sue Brown as Ernestine, Stephanie Metzler, who did a marvelous job on Let's Dance. Shall we dance? Our favorite teenager, Miss Sandy O'Connor. And remember, it's neat to move your feet.
If there's room for one more, then you need me for sure. And you can tell them I'll be there.
Thank you, Letty.
Thank you so much, sweetie.
Well, thank you both.
In the cool, cool, cool of the evening, tell them I'll be there. In the cool, cool, cool of the evening, better save a chair. When the party is getting the glow on, the singing fills the air. If there's room for one more, then you need me for sure. And you can tell them I'll be there.